All right, James, thank you for helping us with our group. Just a little consent form right here. I just want you to sign before we start, giving consent that we're going to be videoing today while we go and review the OSHA.gov website. Just as a reminder, I want to tell you that we're not testing you, we're testing the usability of the website, and that there are no right or wrong answers necessarily. If it's all right with you, we're about to get started with some pre-test questions. First question is, what is your past experience with the OSHA website?
I had to learn how to use it when I first started my current job.
As a roofing company, right?
Yes, at our roofing company.
Okay. So you don't have to feel like you need to type out all the answers. I can type them out later just because I'm recording.
Okay.
So I do appreciate that, though.
Okay.
So in what areas of your life could the OSHA website benefit you?
Well, if I someday owned a home, I would like to, OSHA is not going to really be directly beneficial to you unless you are working at a construction site with a general contractor, and it would help to know the safety regulations so that you don't get a fine. It's usually how it goes, and also it's for your well-being and.
So that's a great answer. So how about for question number 3 here? How can OSHA help you in your community and your environment? So by that, what we mean sort of like your community is going to be, the people that you're working with on a day-to-day basis in a roofing company, and, just sort of what that environment looks like and how OSHA can help with that.
Well, it can, technically it keeps more people alive. We've had a few jobs where, someone had to fill off a ladder because they weren't, on the ladder properly per OSHA regulation. We had someone not being careful, and they actually poured concrete on somebody while filling a piling. So I think, OSHA could definitely benefit people in the environment, by just keeping more people alive.
Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to start over with the website, and the next question I have for you is, what's one of the first things you notice about the OSHA website?
The text is very clear and straightforward. The format doesn't seem too complicated. Unlike most websites, it can be a little mixed up, but this seems pretty straightforward.
Awesome. All right, now we're on our final pre-test question. How do you think basically the website will help you in your life and like specifically?
In my life, it will directly benefit you if you work in construction. It will indirectly benefit you if you are working on anything on someone's house. There's lots of good safety advice, even if you don't have to follow that advice necessarily. Whenever you're let's say cleaning out gutters or doing a little repair on your own roof, for example.
Awesome. So that finishes up our pre-test questions. Now we're going to move on to our tasks. And for those, if you could just sort of click back and forth between the 2 pages.
Okay.
So the first one is asking, if you know what the first question is, just
find the lowest point where a person can stand without being tied off. Now this is kind of cheating because I already know the answer. It is 6 feet, but to find that, I'm guessing I would have to go to standards, and then it would be laws and regulations, I'm supposing. And then I would have to basically search for the keyword, maybe, I don't know, tie off or so forth. A keyword of any kind that will be relating to that. And it has to be, this looks like it's going to be the answer would be in this article here, or any of these articles really.
Yeah, click on one of them and see if you can find somewhere where it would say 6 feet, such as you suggested.
Let's try the first one. And then if I didn't know the answer, I could do control find and just find the word feet maybe. if I wanted to find it quickly. But honestly, I'm pretty certain that one of these articles would have the answer if I just took time to look for it here.
Alrighty.
So,
Alright, well, I'm comfortable with that answer. If we want to move on to the next task, you can just click back on the Word document.
sure.
Is find and file, use the complaint tab, and basically just, you don't have to send an email necessarily, but just write a fake email, basically filing a complaint to OSHA.
Okay. So let me go back to the home page and start from there real quick. Oh, this is not the right, is it the right one?
It is not.
Let's hit back then.
There we go.
And so how do you get to, is there like a home page that stays here?
Not.
Okay.
That can take you back.
If you click the text here, not this part, just that part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have to file a complaint. So, I'm guessing that'd be under contact us, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh, here we
necessarily
go.
allowed to.
File complaint right there. Take action.
There we go. So if you could just click on that and
Okay, let me make a new tab so we don't lose that spot. And if OSHA can make Wi-Fi faster, but I don't think they can.
yeah, Wi-Fi out here is only 2 bars, but I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Okay, file complaint. I can do it online. I can do it on email. I'm going to see what it looks like online, if that's okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna do an open tab just to be safe. Okay. So all I have to do is fill out establish.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to fill out all the information if you want, just for time's sake. But would you feel comfortable if you had to filling out all that information?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Hazard description, hazard location, who I am, condition has been brought to the attention of employer or someone else that's a government agency. It's pretty straightforward and goes right to the point, so I don't think we have to really be
Good
specific
stuff.
here. Of course, my contact, and then finally you have the send, or if you would change your mind, you can always clear it, it looks like, so that's pretty cool.
I think that's more than sufficient. If you could click off the 2 new tabs you opened, just so we can have the computer run a little faster.
Yeah.
Click back on the Word document for me, and we'll move on to the next task.
All right.
Task 3 is change the language from Spanish and then back to English.
All right. Oh, right up here. Hey, there you go.
And you aren't by chance Spanish speaking, are you?
Nope.
No?
I do understand some, but not enough to hold a conversation.
Okay. Well, that was fairly easy for you. All right, so let's go back to the Word document. Next question is copy paste the 3 COVID related charts into an email and send it to yourself.
Alrighty. Okay, COVID charts. On the, where was it? It said topics. Oh no, it just said related charts. Okay. Okay, COVID related charts. So COVID's obviously the keyword here. Okay, here they are. Workers removed from COVID-19 hazard. Total to date. Will it just let me copy? What does it mean, send it to the email to myself? Just copy the link, I'm guessing?
Yeah, if you could just copy the link and send it to yourself, just to make sure that the website is able to be opened from an email.
Now, do you want me to log into my Gmail here and do it? Or?
You can just honestly send it from my email account. It should be loaded up on there. If you just want to click on Google.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
And then go
and then
to
just click on Gmail.
I do this every day, so.
Yep. Compose. I just have to be thinking out loud here for the video's sake.
I know.
Yep.
I got you. All right, and then let's go ahead and do the first link. say we're sending it to yourself, but you can send this to a friend or a coworker if you need to in the future.
Absolutely.
In case they ask you about, like, hey man, what's the data about COVID harm to construction workers? Well-being. All right, and what's a good email for you, sir?
You can just send it to yourself if you'd like.
Oh, to me? Okay.
Yep, you can send it to yourself.
Okay, and then that way, if you need clarification later, I can,
Absolutely.
help out. COVID links. Send. All right, that is done and done.
Great, and then click on the Word document again, move on to the next task. Find the enforcement memo about drones, and then on the date 5/18/2018, that's just the classification of when this file was posted on the OSHA website.
Okay, so it's 2018. That means it's going to be a little far back. So let's search OSHA. I'm guessing I just have to search here, drone.
If you could attempt to maybe find it without using the search bar, just for your first attempt.
Yeah.
Maybe using those drop-down tabs and such, because we're trying to test, the usability.
Okay. Topics.
And how easy it is.
Employer help, worker rights, fall prevention, healthcare. Now, if it's about drones, it would depend on what exactly I'm looking for, because there's lots of different issues that could be related to drones when it comes to OSHA. So, was the question a little more specific on stuff? Find enforcement. Okay, enforcement. So, I'm guessing that would be.
There's 4 other tabs up there as well. If you might want to click on those, see if.
Data and statistics, fatalities, reports, training, law. Okay, here we go. Laws and regulations. Let's try just OSHA real quick, and then if that does not work, we'll go back to here. Okay, I'm gonna look in laws and regulations on a new tab, and see if that helps. Okay. I'm honestly not sure how to find it.
I can give you a little bit of a push in the right direction. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll be able to find next questions. If you actually scroll back up to the top of the page, misguided you. If you clicked on standards, clicked on law and regulation.
Right, so I got there.
Yep. And then scroll down to the bottom corner and you can see, keep going right there. You can see how are regulations enforced. That might be a good place to look.
Keyword there, enforced. Now, if I was a little smart, I would use Control Find and search for that. OSHA enforces its regulations and standards by conducting inspections based on priority, such as an imminent danger situation, fatality. Okay, that complaint kind of ties back to that previous question on when you would submit a complaint, and that would indeed help
in this situation.
The employees in OSHA to do their job and what they need to do.
Oh, good. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to the next question now. Remember, there is no right or wrong answer, so the fact that we couldn't find that is no big deal. We're moving on to question 6.
Absolutely.
It says, find out if people who work for state/local governments are covered by the federal OSHA program. So pay a fine for that. Might be information about OSHA necessarily is where you might find something about that.
Okay, so then I'm guessing OSHA, and that would be, it could be in about OSHA. It could also be in state plans because it mentioned state. It could, it could possibly be a newsroom as well, but we won't go there on our first try. So let's go to state plans. State plans are OSHA-approved workplace safety health programs operated by individual states or U.S. territories. There are currently 22 state plans covering both private sector and state. Okay. So contact a state plan. So there are, select a state from the map to show that state plans contact information. So some states do have, you know. Okay,
So,
here we go. So here's this pretty much here. This map here pretty much answers the question for you. It looks like.
how so? If you could describe the thought process.
So this state's OSHA approved state plan covers private and state local government places. This state's OSHA approved state plan covers state and local government workers only. So the dark blue and the regular blue are all the states that so find out people work for state. So basically the answer to this is yes, they are.
Okay,
depending on what state you're in.
That's a great answer, and glad you were able to figure that one out. Not a lot of people have been. On to question 7 now. So go to the how to file a whistleblower complaint, read the introduction, and verbally restate it in your own words. This is just basically to have you verbally restate it is just to make sure you find the right thing and that the information given on the website is easy to understand.
I got you. Okay, let me look at that question again because that was too quick. So go to how to file a whistleblower complaint. So that would be like a how-to tool on this website, I believe. So help and resources, I'm guessing, because it sounds like it's a tool. It could be e-tools. Establishment search, failure to file complaint. That we already did that. I think that might be the same thing as before. So I don't know if that might be it. But I'll try that after this one. Okay. Construction hazards. Economics related tools, expert advisors. I don't know what this is. This doesn't look like the answer here, so I'm going to move back to where I was. And I'm going to try this file complaint, even though we kind of did one already. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is the same thing that we got before. Okay, how to file whistleblower. Okay, yeah. So it's basically just the next article down from where we were before. You have the right to. This is the introduction, I'm guessing,
yes.
Here. And it says you have the right to file a whistleblower complaint with OSHA if you believe your employer retaliated against you for exercising your rights as an employee under the whistleblower protection laws enforced by OSHA. In states with OSHA-approved state plans, employees may file complaints with federal OSHA and with state plan. See the Whistleblower Protection Program website to learn more. So I can easily find all the information I need.
Yep. So in your own words, what did that intro just say? Just want to make sure you understand the information.
You have the right to file a whistleblower complaint with OSHA. So a whistleblower is someone who is the one filing the complaint, who would file a complaint. But then if someone wants to retaliate against someone who filed a complaint, this is where I would go to complain or, about someone probably unjustly, filing a complaint. in the first place.
That's absolutely correct. So if you go back to the Word document,
All right, and let me just get off those tabs real quick. Bam, back.
you got only a few more questions to go. Without typing it into the search bar, find out what ADR is, what it stands for, and how useful it is to the OSHA, like to an OSHA investigation. So ADR, if you could find that on the website somewhere without typing it into the search bar or using Control F.
Okay, let me try the main page as usual, because some things have been on the main page before. I tend to have some kind of method when I look at websites, and I like to check everything before I move forward, so, which is good, but it's also bad because it takes more time on some occasions. ADR. So I'm looking for something that could have the acronym ADR.
Yep. If just as a key word based on the question, it's asking you how that's relevant to a OSHA investigation. So something about investigations might help you find the answer to that.
That is a good point. I'm guessing one of these drop downs will have what I need here. Interpretations, employer help, worker rights, fall prevention, oil and gas, whistleblower protections, that kind of talked about last topic, hazard communication, establishment search, data and statistics. I don't see anything about investigation. I don't see anything about ADR. But those are just the drop downs. Let me look elsewhere. One more look around here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything related to that acronym anywhere.
Gotcha. If you want to click on A to Z index, and you can possibly find it on there.
Okay. That's kind of tricky because usually I'd use just the search.
Search bar.
Yeah. Now, if I was using the search, that wouldn't be no problem. Absolutely no problem, I don't think. Okay, there's AED. There's no additional documents publication. Okay. So let's try something to do with investigation, I guess. Inspection information.
That might be a good place to look.
So let's open that as a new tab. Interpretations of OSHA standards will be after that. Okay, establishment search. So this page enables the user to search for OSHA enforcement inspections by the name of the establishment. Okay, so I can search a company name here and find out what violations they have on their record, basically. And this shows that it's been most updated till the 29th of last month. As for the acronym ADR, I'm not sure how this relates, but I mean...
All good. All right, we can move on to the next question. Once again, there are no wrong answers. We're just testing the website here. So, locate and open the non-public disclosure pilot, and that's just basically the description, the whole title of the document we want you to open. And then you can open any other policy document that is under the directives section.
Okay. So non-public disclosure pilot. Any other policies? Directives. Okay. I'm just looking for keywords there. So let us go start from the home. Okay. And sorry, I have a goldfish memory here.
Oh, good.
Non-public disclosure pilot. Directives. Okay. I'm guessing it's an article, it sounds like, because there's article title. So, and I'm not allowed to use the search, I'm guessing, for this one.
If you want to, you can, but I'd prefer it if you maybe try to find somewhere out there, like annual inspection data might be a good place to look, just because that's where a lot of data is,
So,
gathered.
annual inspection data, what is, okay. Let me see. Now, we're looking for a non-public disclosure article. So, for more information on this, that's a fact sheet right there. There's a lot of words,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just trying to see, like, because I've done, like, lesson videos before, but it was like a separate website.
Yep.
So, and are these links? No, these are just text. And so I don't have a lot of experience with this website, so
Absolutely.
if I did, I would be able to.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to have to feel like you need to explain yourself.
Yeah.
You can try one more thing if you want to, and after that we move on to the next.
Okay.
One more attempt to find that article.
So
you can absolutely use the search bar if you need to. It's there for a reason.
Non-public. I'm just gonna put non-public just to be general and see what happens there. That might be too general though. Let's get rid of that tab. Okay, let's just put disclosure, because that is a specific one. Okay. So that was a pretty long name. Non-public disclosure pilot, and then it had like a bunch of conditions tied to that article name. So I won't doubt I can find it, but for time's sake, I'm gonna say that I cannot find it at this time, but I would be able to, if I was working on my own time.
Gotcha.
For the video's sake, we will move on. But
Absolutely.
I believe the answer, there's 6,000 results, so it has to be one of these. It would just take some time to find. And if there was an easier way, I'm not sure. So that's the only answer I can give at the time.
All good. Moving on to the last and final question for the task, and then we'll move on to our post questions. For last task, please find the most recent post OSHA has released to the public on their website. So this just means, like, basically if they have any social media tabs, something like that, something that they've posted on their website. Usually something on the main page.
Yeah, that sounds pretty general. So last communication to the public, that could be topics. Let me just look there real quick. Clear help. Whistleblower protection. No. My sector, employer help. No, good. I don't think it's gonna be there. Not helping resources, not standards, membership. Are these publications here?
Yep.
These.
Those
Okay.
are some publications there. There's
So like, how's it work? Like the most recent's on the top, I'm guessing.
you could just look at any of those and tell me. Right
Here-
there with that news section.
Yeah, here we go. More news. Yeah, here's tweets right here. Okay.
Yeah, so news and tweets, you're able to find it pretty easily.
Yeah, it's literally right here. The most recent could be a tweet. The most recent could be just a news link. Let's just open this as a new tab real quick for the more news. Okay, they want me to subscribe to the newsletter. I will not do that at this time. There's quick links, news releases right here. Bam. Latest news. Bam. Right there. And then there's also statements if I'm interested in statements. But not sure what the difference is. I'm guessing a statement's more official. Yeah, these are just by employers. Let's go to news. Okay, yep. Latest one, 2020, right here. This is the answer.
Great. Awesome. So if you just want to go back to the Word document real quick, and we'll go through some post-test questions or post-task questions, and
Absolutely.
we'll end the video there. So we have 7 questions for you. First one is, what task did you have trouble with and why? If you don't have to be extremely specific with these, but if you could almost generalize, or if there was one specific thing that was more difficult than the others.
Well, some tasks gave me trouble because I don't know if some of these questions were as specific as I would like them to be, but like if I had a real need and like an actual like real world issue or something I need to look up, I think it would be a lot easier. But these questions are kind of like, everyone's mind works differently, so
Yep.
whoever made the questions, they definitely had a perspective, but I probably do not have the same perspective. But I think the only trouble really is just communication and just people being different mentally.
So for the second question, how many times do you think you'd have to use the OSHA website before you are efficient with gathering information on it?
Probably at least 10, maybe.
At least 10 times, you'd
Yeah.
think? Okay.
Maybe 15 for
I
me because I'm a
gotcha.
little slower.
Would you use the website again or recommend to someone you know?
I would definitely. If you're in the construction industry, you have to, it pretty much has to act as your Bible. My job at a construction company is not, I don't have to know as much about this kind of stuff, but yeah, I would recommend it to people who need to know it.
Absolutely. So how well did you, why is it like that? 1 second.
Insert function. So
Basically, it's just like,
we can pick one of these functions here.
let's just do one with finding a drone on a scale, or that one, find the enforcement memo about drones on that date. Basically, I don't know. Basically, our website got
how
deleted, but there was a scale from 1 to 5. If you had to rate the experience for finding that article, would you say?
I'd have to make it a 2. I won't say 1 because, like I said, if I had more time, I would probably be able to find it.
All right. In your own workplace, how useful would this website be? Very useful, or not useful at all, or somewhere in between?
I would say slightly useful.
Slightly useful. Okay. Could you take what you did today and teach it to others and how to use the OSHA website if you had to, or help someone find a answer?
The tasks I was able to perform, yes.
Okay.
I would say so.
How likely are you, on a scale from 1 to 10, to use this website again, another job site, to answer a safety question?
Okay. To answer job site safety questions, I would use it. I mean, it's the authoritative website, it looks like, so it would have the right information. It would just be a question of how easy it would be to find some information here and there. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 7.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for your time, James. I'm going to end the video right there.